Hello everybody, I'm SJM. Welcome back to the Casual Exile. It's been a couple of days since I made any content, although I'll probably be releasing it a little bit more intermittently now than every day, because progression's slowed down quite a bit. As you had noticed from the past couple of episodes, my survivability went down into the negatives, more or less, so a bit frustrated with that, so I was just trying to, make my way through content without doing too much. I ended up putting that cast when damage taken with Enduring Cry, and then I had the Frost Wall on there, but I changed it over to Frost Shield because I think it just seems better. And then when we finally do get our cluster, or not cluster jewel, but transform jewel to get our notable. What is that thing called? I'm gonna have to bring over the. Oh, I'm on the budget gear there, so the regular gear. No. What? Wait. So it's not in the block-based budget version. So I'll go over this here in a minute or two, but here we go. This guy. Glorious Vanity in the name of Doriani, which gives us this corrupted soul. So that gives us a whole bunch of extra ES, and I think that the ES, the Frost Shield will be really good once we get there. But those jewels are still in the multiple exalts, if you can even find a Doriani Timeless, which it's still really hard. They pretty much get scooped up as soon as they're put up for sale there. So I did respec a whole bunch of stuff in my tree over to this more defensive-based version. And so I'll just go over that with you guys here now. So go back to this block-based budget version. And then I'll just go back, save the changes there. So this was the original tree I was following to be into the end game with our intuitive, or our Glorious Vanity there, and Intuitive Leap, another expensive jewel up there to get these 4 passives, and then the Inspired Learning. No, not Inspired Learning. There's another jewel you can get up there to get all the small passives, which is even more expensive. And I still don't have the cluster jewel set up, but this was sort of like crit based with a whole bunch of crit stuff in it. So the crits here, the crits in here, crits over here, I think. And then so kind of specced out of a lot of that stuff, and then moved towards getting some significant amount, not significant, but some decent amounts of block going. So we pick up some block stuff here, gets us some extra resists and block, which helps make gearing a little bit easier. Some life and reduced cost of skills there. I haven't gotten these ones yet on my tree. That's the next area I'm going to, but we get block here, and we get block over here, along with going with a couple of weapons, our Razor of the Seventh Sun. This gets us 30% of physical damage converted to fire damage, along with pretty decent fizz or weapon damage to use with our Inquisitor setup with the Battle Mage. And then the Chernobog's Pillar Shield, which gets us another 25% of fizz damage, which lets us unspec out of these physical transformation nodes down here. So the main things that I'm missing now to pick up will be the jewels sockets here, here, and here. And then these reduced reservation ones over here, which will help let us get on the third aura there, so we'll be able to get the Herald of Purity once we get there. One of the changes that I've made is that instead of getting a rare pair of gloves with faster casting on it, I just went with these Khaleesi's Grace because they were pretty cheap. And then the same thing with this weapon I got for 2 chaos, this shield I got for 1 chaos, so pretty cheap stuff overall. I looked for a 6-link body armor, but anything that had anything decent on it was like 20 to 50 chaos, and I don't really have that budget, so I looked for a 5-link, and I ended up getting this one for 1. So if you just learn how to, know where to limit yourself. I still have 70 here, but obviously I want to work towards getting those major upgrades with the Glorious Vanity Jewel and the Intuitive Leap Jewel, and also the cluster jewels are pretty expensive too. So the one thing that, and then this other one is the Circle of Anguish, which is listed as a budget item. These things start at 70 chaos. And then, so the other thing that I was looking for was the cluster jewel, and the most important thing on those is the Seal Mender notable. And these guys start at 70 chaos as well. 40, I guess. So I'm just going to wait until I find my own large cluster jewel with spell damage on it, and then we can alteration spam it and get something like this here off the bat. So an 8 with a Seal Mender is pretty good. It'd just be nice to have a little bit better secondary on it. Something with, I don't know. Not really sure. Life, resistances are fine as well, so... that is it. So I just did that transition before I went live, so I haven't even tested it out yet. I ran myself out of fuel for the mines, so I can't go test it there. That's usually where I go for testing my stuff. So I'm just going to take this back to the quarry. Now the good thing about the quarry here is it is got all of the spawning points for the
single round challenger returns.
What did I do? This needs to be Flame Dash. This needs to be Righteous Fire. Oh, and yeah, not regular Righteous Fire. Don't ever do that. You need the Vol version there. And now I've got to turn it off. Turn it off! Where is it? Turn off the Righteous Fire! That was good for a little bit of a laugh. So Vol Righteous Fire, okay. Make sure we're doing things right here. So yes, in the quarry here, I was doing this with my other character. Wasn't too bad on doing these things. It's just a little bit annoying with these step ups, but you can also use those to some tactical advantage as well. So let's give this a... I didn't lose a whole lot of DPS, a little bit, but I should have gained a whole bunch of defense in the form of block power. But yeah, coming here is a great place where you can build up some of your bubblegum currency. So if you need alks to alk your maps, which I 100% believe that is the best thing that you should be doing to get some map sustain. Otherwise, if you're not alking your maps, you're really asking to run out of maps real quick.
fruits of your luck and your skill. We shall meet again.
So there we got one alchemy out of that, so that's pretty good. I'm also building up on some of my chromatic orbs, because as you change your gear, it's one of those things that you kind of always need to get. So yeah, didn't seem too bad there. I don't think I broke the build play style too much at all, so we'll go and jump into a map here as well and see how that goes. So my map pool is pretty desolate, although, yeah, see, I do have one uncompleted here, so.
Exile. Keep your eyes sharp.
Here, you can go here. Throw one or two chisels onto it, and just make sure that we don't have monsters reflect elemental damage. Physical is fine because we're converting all of our physical over to fire. And then the other thing that would be kind of annoying would be anything where monsters resist elemental damage, especially fire damage. So this one should be pretty fine. Don't have any hang-ups on that one. And we are actually going after our next Conqueror as well. Because if we look on here, I've got the Conqueror spawned up in Haywark Hamlet already. Get my map somewhere where I can see it again. Alright. Open the door, please. There we go. Alright, exhausted everything on this half of the map. And just remember, I am doing full clears on all of these, just you never know where you're going to find a map pop out. Always grabbing these orbs of chance, because those are your main currency for buying maps from Zana, which is where we get most of our new maps from. You can also get some extra maps if you really need to get some to run some in a particular tier or quadrant, but I generally just buy uncompleted maps from Zana because they usually got enough to run completed zones over again if I'm looking to get connected maps or just trying to advance the tier one way or another. Alright, I'll come back for the ultimatum after I finish the boss, because I don't want to waste any of my portals before doing the boss. Alright, we got 2 ley lines, so that's pretty good. And not bad, so yeah, the survivability definitely seems to be a little bit better, because during the map there were a few situations there where I really should have, if not died outright, but dipped very low, and I didn't because I seem to be having, because I got some of that block chance going now that I've got a block, or now that I've got a shield and some of the block nodes on the tree, so definitely feels better here in these low-level maps, so we'll just have to see if that continues or not, but at least now I'm more confident that I can get going and making some currency. I need to get some of the improvements that are a little bit more expensive to get. Alright, the last thing we'll do for the video here is just complete this, well, not complete, but attempt the, what do you call it? Ritual? No, it's not a ritual, it's an ultimatum. Cooldown, recovery, ruin, stormcaller. I don't want any of these on the first one, but that's fine. Amber oil. So monsters are starting to pile up because my damage is still a little bit low, but I'm going to try another one. Nope. And that was the death of me. I jumped right into some danger. Alright. Good to know, good to know. So still, by doing the ultimatums, we need to like kind of limit how many we do because it's just not worth it to die at this point now. We're already into the 80s, so we do lose some amount of experience each death, and obviously we lost all the rewards. So I think I'm going to cut the video here. That's everything we're going to take a look at for this one. I'm going to continue on the stream though, so if you're into watching it live, I'll be on Twitch TV, obviously, under the same moniker there, SJM, spelt exactly the same. Or you can also watch, I'll have the VOD linked below in the description as well if you want to watch it on demand. Anyways, give a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and leave a comment if there's things that I've missed or that you want some more information on, and I'll help you as best as I can. I appreciate you all, and we will see you in the next one.